Guys, this Velocity Reaper here, and we are back again with some more Fortnite talk. And in the background, you guys will have the new 50v50 solid gold going on. Just me picking away at people. It's a great gameplay. Well, a very short gameplay, but it's also a really good one. And just literally just like picking at people consistently. It's a lot of fun. So hope you guys are enjoying that in the background. But today, as you guys can see by the title, is that we are talking about the dev update. Now, today's dev update was huge. Okay, there's a lot of really amazing changes coming in this dev update. And the first thing that they talk about initially is storm changes. Now, before I even get into anything in this dev update, I'd like to also preface that dev updates come from a literal dev at Epic, and I will leave a link in the description below for you guys to see the original video that it came from, where I'm getting this information from. But a dev stands up and he talks for, 2 minutes, 3 minutes max, and it could be either for Save the World or Battle Royale. Today's was for Battle Royale, so that's super exciting. So we got a lot of really cool stuff coming in V5.4. Sorry, in V5.4 we have a lot of really cool things coming, which V5.4 should be coming out this coming Thursday. So today is Friday, and this coming Thursday we will have a larger update. It could be Tuesday though as well. They kind of switched it up recently, so we don't know. But I will give you guys that kind of information later on, especially probably on Twitter more so than anything. So anyways, let's start with the storm changes. So first of all, they are saying that in the final phases of the storm, there will now be structural damage. So this is very interesting to me because, again, it kind of ties into the video I did a very long time ago before a lot of you guys were part of this channel, and I'll have to leave it at the end as well for you guys to watch. But my theory was that they were prepping for the competitive scene, and they had added in just when the thermal had just been added in, actually. And I was like, oh, this seems like, a very tactical weapon. This is obviously something that could be used in the competitive scene, which surprisingly, it does not get used a whole lot. I mean, it's popular, yes, but towards the end of the game, obviously a lot of people drop it. So anyways, this is kind of getting into that competitive scene. So if you guys have not watched any of the summer skirmish, which I don't expect everyone to watch it, but it is the competitive scene and what Epic has been doing for the last couple of months, pretty much all of the summer. And basically, summer skirmish in the last circles is really all about high ground. And if you don't have high ground, then you're at a huge disadvantage. So seeing this change come into play is going to be very interesting for the competitive scene. Not only are high ground takeovers not going to be as worth it in the end, but you're going to be trying to end the other players, or win the game well before those circles come around, and hopefully that actually does work out really well. So I'm not really against it, honestly. I'm not one to really build a high structure at the end, at the final circle anyways. Of course I'll build up obviously general stuff over other people, but I'm not one to just go ahead and build like some giant 1x1 and then spread it out across the the entire map or something. Nothing crazy like that. So this is going to be a very interesting change. Again, if you guys have not seen any of the summer skirmish stuff, this is going to be a huge change for the competitive scene. So that's exciting thing to see. The next thing that they talk about is vaulting the revolver. Jeez, that is really hard to say. Vaulting the revolver. And this one is kind of needed, I'd say. The revolver isn't that good. You guys saw in my pistols only gameplay, it's not really the weapon I'd pick up over the deagle, and I don't really know why the deagle and the revolver exist in the same space anyways. I think that it should be one or the other. So I think vaulting the revolver is really good, but they also said that they're going to take this as an opportunity to vault a lot of future weapons, which is very interesting to me as well. Obviously, they vault things as they go along. So the guided missile was vaulted at one point. So the machine pistol, a lot of us never saw that, but it was vaulted. Bounce pads were vaulted for a while, and they came back this season. So it's kind of like an on and off thing. Vaulting is something that they have all control over. We don't really get much of a say in vaulting, but they said that Season 6 could potentially lead to a lot more vaults, and like they said in the video, they're trying to keep the loot pool fresh, which to me, that's perfectly fine. I agree. There's a lot of really good weapons in this game right now, and they do need to bring it down to like one good weapon in each category that everyone tends to pick up, but I guess you don't want to really skew the meta either. So I don't know. They have a lot of things to consider, and really it's amazing that they're able to kind of make these decisions so well. I'd say for the most part, some of them aren't that good, some of them are, but I think they do a really good job overall at making good decisions that the community tends to like, or at least taking the feedback that we've had. So another thing that's coming up in this update here is that I will put a picture up for this one. So they are changing the C4 rarity. It was rare, it will now be legendary. So they wanted it to match its effectiveness, and this is literally like quote for quote from the video. So they want to match its effectiveness in there. Also in the storm destruction to the players' builds, video, like that portion of the video, they actually showed off blue dual wields, and then later on in the video they showed gold dual wields. So I think they're going to be adjusting rarities a lot in this update as well. So expect a huge adjustment in rarities to pistols and probably a couple other things here. So even the silenced pistol is blue in the trailer that they gave us. So a couple other changes here is there's changing the stack sizes. So this one should be exciting for everybody. The boogie bomb will now stack in 2, which that one isn't the exciting one. And then the shield pox will now stack in stacks of 3. So that's going to be super exciting. There's been too many times when there's been 3 shield pots and you really have to leave one and take minis or whatever. So it'd be nice to pick up all 3 and take the minis as well. I think that's something that's really, really common in this game. You guys can probably see that in a lot of my gameplays. I tend to have to decide between 3 shield pots and minis or whatever like that. So that is it for pretty much for the update in general. And in my opinion, I think it's going to be a really good update. I think it's going to be a large update. So expect there to be quite a few videos next Thursday in terms of just covering everything that they're going to release in the update. And it's going to be exciting, guys. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Again, rarity balances are just general stuff that will happen to any game. So, well, not any game, but to Fortnite. If you guys are familiar with Fortnite, rarity changes are very, very big. And obviously, we can expect that things are going to change a lot in this game, especially since it's in beta. And if you guys didn't know, here's a little piece of information as well, while I still have you guys for about 2 minutes, is that the reason why Epic is able to make so many changes, if you guys did not know, is that they're in beta. So in beta, for some reason, and I'm not exactly sure for like analytics and stuff like that, like the real detailed stuff, but apparently when you're in beta, you're allowed to push updates a lot easier. They clear a lot easier. Therefore, you're able to update the game so much. So that's why we get new skins so often, and that's why we get all these crazy updates. Whereas a full developer like Call of Duty, they have to wait for the approval, work on it, wait on the approval, and then release it. So in terms of Fortnite, they create it, obviously, and then they release it pretty immediately, and it works out in their favor. For the most part, they're able to get that update out pretty much immediately. So that is why we tend to see a lot of these updates coming so often, so quickly, and so awesomely, I guess is the best word to put next, to be honest. But that is gonna wrap up my video for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like, sub up, share around, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.